Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host. Good morning. Welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna, and this morning, Kevin Lyons, he's been visiting with us all week, and he's the Monroe County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Now, we might look like we're dressed up for a costume show, but we're going to talk about something very important today, and that's chemical safety. And sometimes, some of these things are needed. Kevin, I'm going to have to take my hat off because I can't see you. We might have to take some of this off.
I think we've done all we can do to pump up the ratings with these props here. So it's good to be with you always. Appreciate you having me.
Well, I'm glad you're here because, you know, we're applying some chemicals this time of year, and safety is the most important thing.
Yes, absolutely. Your personal safety is very important when you're using any type of chemical. So we're going to talk a little bit about homeowner safety, but all this is probably just a little bit of overkill for homeowners, but for farmers and producers out on the farm, it's very important, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And gloves are probably the most important part when we're talking about using any type of chemicals.
That's for homeowners, for farmers. When you're, particularly when you're mixing it, I think they always quote like 90% of the exposure that you get into your body will come through your hands, and a good pair of chemical-resistant gloves can cut that way back. That's
and chemical resistance is important, not the little old knit gloves that all of us wear when we're out farming. These chemical resistant gloves have special properties to protect us.
Yeah, the little brown jersey gloves that I always call them, they just get in those and they just soak it up and they stay there all day or ever how long you're wearing them, and they just continue to get into your skin through the glove. So yes, make sure you're the label correctly for chemical resistance, and you'll be much happier that you did that down the road. But that is the first, probably most important piece of equipment for people that's handling chemicals.
Now your goggles, Kevin.
They are. I know they were super cool looking.
They are, but this, to protect your eyes, this is very important.
It is very important. That's the next spot where most of it comes in, is on your face, whether it's your eyes, your nose, your mouth. You'll get it on your hands. You'll touch your lips, you'll touch your nose, you'll rub your eye, and then it's very sensitive areas where openings in the skin, it'll get right in there. But although we are kind of, it doesn't look cool, but sometimes safety first, and that will protect your eyes. If you get a splash when you're mixing, if you have to work on a hose or a hose bust while you're trying to apply your chemicals, or you're just pumping up your home garden little pump sprayer, we all know those things happen and it'll splash you. So protect your eyes with something.
These are important. And even this compiled with my headgear here, people have a lot of interest in home orchards and fruit trees, but a lot of times what you're doing is you're spraying overhead. And so a combination of a lot of these things are important when you're doing that.
Yes, very much. And it's rare that the wind is still.
That's right.
And there's always seems like a little breeze. It may not be any wind when you start, but it seems like just as soon as you start, you'll get a little gust of wind, and it'll come right back on you sometimes. So that's the purpose for all this, is for your personal health and your long-term health.
Yeah, and so neighbors might make fun of you, but it's super important to have all of this stuff. Now, and you mentioned on the label, so even if a homeowner goes to a department store and buys chemical pesticides to use on their home, lawn, garden, landscape, it'll have it on the label, even then, what personal protective equipment they need.
Yes, it'll list everything that you need to do to kind of protect yourself, above and beyond the common sense things like wearing closed shoes, wearing the gloves, wearing long sleeve shirts, long pants, all that stuff to keep those chemicals off your skin. And then just as soon as you're done, change those clothes, wash them separately, clean up a little bit. But for the farmers, the label can be more extensive. It can be a lot more detailed on personal protective equipment. Things like respirators. Some of the chemicals are very toxic, and they'll suggest a respirator, maybe even a certain type of respirator that will work better than other type of respirators. That's another key component if you're out there in the big spray coops and the large equipment that we see working in our fields. Sometimes farmers don't always take the time to have all these things that they need, and we know everybody's in a hurry, but take time to gather this up and have it for you, for your applicators, for your work hands. Worker protection standards all encompass all this that farmers need to be aware of, that they need to protect their workers. That's part of it. The disposable suit is very common, very good tool to have in your toolbox.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for the information, Kevin. And if you have any questions, make sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day. If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.